Hello there, welcome to CoreTV News on the Hour. I am Gift Ogete. President Goodluck Jonathan is billed to travel to Nairobi on Tuesday to participate in a meeting of the African Union's Peace and Security Council scheduled to hold in the Kenyan capital, Nairobi. The Nairobi meeting is a follow-up to talks by President Jonathan and other African leaders held in South Africa this year on joint action against terrorism. The meeting will receive and consider the report of the chairperson of the African Union Commission on Terrorism and Violent Extremism in Africa. Health commissioners from all the states of the Federation are holding an emergency meeting in Abuja. The meeting is the National Council of Health and is being presided over by Health Minister Onyebuchi. This is the second meeting of the council in 3 weeks. The health minister summoned the emergency meeting of the council after the virus that was contained in Lagos emerged in Rivers State a few days after the last meeting on August 11. Meanwhile, 3 of the 100 people placed under surveillance in Port Harcourt have now been quarantined. This was after they started showing Ebola-like symptoms at the weekend. Those quarantined are a doctor and a pharmacist who were colleagues of the late Dr. Ike Enemwa and a female nurse who came into contact with Enemwa in the hospital where he later died. Following cases of escape from quarantine and surveillance by 2 Ebola disease patients from Lagos to Enugu and Port Harcourt, the Ministry of Health has said it would approach the National Assembly in order to enact a law that will criminalize movement of patients under surveillance during outbreak of epidemics such as Ebola virus disease. Minister of Health Onyebuchi says that the review of the quarantine law became necessary given the current Ebola outbreak. According to the minister, the Health Ministry is strengthening surveillance and working with the National Assembly to review the country's quarantine law. Has stressed that apart from the 2 known cases of escape to Enugu and Port Harcourt, respectively, no other cases have been identified, adding that nonetheless there is need to strengthen or set in motion an enabling law to prevent patients from escaping surveillance. 5 co-authors of the latest study on Ebola were killed by the virus before the research was published, highlighting the huge risk undertaken by those working to combat its spread. The study, published recently, discovered that the virus has mutated many times during the outbreak in West Africa, making establishing a treatment more difficult. Mbalu Foni, Alex Maigboy, Alice Kovoma, Mohamed Fula, and Sheikh Omar Khan worked with lead researchers at Harvard University to examine the current outbreak. Science Mark said all 5 were experienced members of the Kenema Government Hospital's Lassa fever team. Lassa fever infections have similar symptoms to Ebola. Their work sequenced the virus genomes from 78 patients and traced the outbreak in Sierra Leone to a funeral of a healer, which a pregnant Kenema Government Hospital Ebola patient and other women who were also infected had attended. 2 months before his death, Khan had described the dangers of treating people with the disease, telling Reuters he feared for his life. More than half of the 3,069 people infected by Ebola have died from the disease, which has spread across Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, Nigeria, and now Senegal. The World Health Organization has warned the current outbreak could infect up to 20,000 people before it ends. As the issue of the management of the Ebola virus disease outbreak and associated matters continue to generate reactions from Nigerians, medical doctor and vice chairman of the Nigerian Medical Association, Lagos State Chapter, Segun Akinwotu, says the insurance and daily allowance for health workers involved in the management of patients at the isolation center for Ebola patients in Lagos should be extended to all health workers. Akinwotu, who was a guest in our flagship program Core Digest, says the outbreak of Ebola is what it is with us now, but that there are other equally deadly ailments which are being managed by all health workers and should be covered to ensure that other such outbreaks are well managed.
I don't want to relate volunteering or being involved in Ebola management mainly with 60,000 naira because it's just more like a compensation. As we say, we believe it's more of having health insurance that matters most. Okay. And we want to say that it's not even just health workers involved in Ebola management that should be insured. I think all medical personnel should be insured. It is very important. It is Ebola we have seen today. There are many other things.
He stressed that the move by the federal government to criminalize movement of people under quarantine is a step in the right direction.
No, that's the way to go. Because it's just like you are aware that this illness you have is not until you kiss somebody or you do something that is avoidable by you. It's just ordinary a handshake. You shake people you don't even know. You have contact with people you don't even know. So once you've been identified as a potential source of this illness and you've been restricted from movement and you decide to still move, we think the law should be able to come against you once you violate that law.
The Speaker, House of Representatives, Aminu Tambuwal, says it is undemocratic to over-militarize the country during the 2015 elections, urging the Independent National Electoral Commission to ensure the conduct of a free and fair election. Speaking at the residence of the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Pius Odubu, before attending the wedding ceremony of the son of the Oba of Benin, Tambuwal explained that militarizing the environment during elections would discourage voters from freely participating in the poll. According to him, the country must not be over-militarized during elections to the extent that voters get intimidated and scared and they rather withdraw and remain indoors. There are speculations that the Speaker may soon dump the People's Democratic Party, PDP, for the All Progressives Congress, APC, where he is expected to vie for the presidential ticket of the party. The Independent National Electoral Commission has declared the Saturday Niger East senatorial by-election inconclusive due to irregularities in some polling units. The INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in Niger State, Emmanuel Onucheyo, made this known at the end of the result collation in Minna. It says another election would be held in some polling units in Boso, Chichanga, Monya, Paikoro, Rafi and Shiroro local government areas on September 6. The by-election was held in 9 councils. It says the election witnessed cases of ballot box snatching, arm twisting of electoral officials and violence. Ocheneo stressed the standing results for the 4 parties that participated were given as All Progressives Congress 84,689, All Progressive Grand Alliance 2,099, People's Democratic Party 89,640, and the Social Democratic Party 460. Lagos State's Governor Babatunde Fashola has blamed the economic woes of the country and the abandonment of the nation's rail system by the federal government. Fashola made this known after inspecting the Nigerian Railway Corporation maintenance yard in Akpakpa. Abiola Oluwole was there. He filed in this report presented from our studios.
The visit to the Nigerian Railway Corporation maintenance yard Apapa by Lagos State Governor Babatunde Fashola is in continuation of the Lagos government effort to ensure a cleaner and safer environment in Apapa. The obviously abandoned yard has become a community to destitute. Lamenting the level of environmental degradation in the area, Fashola expresses displeasure over the neglect of the NRC maintenance yard, which according to him was a major channel of transport from Apapa port to other parts of the country in the 70s. He says reviving the nation's rail system is key to having a sustainable transportation Nigerians are yearning for.
It's not enough to go and buy coaches and say that we have revived rail. How many coaches are running? Until we can move heavy cargo, goods, containers, fuel on our existing rail network, then we're far from it.
Fashola also visited the LASMA headquarters in Oshodi to inspect some newly acquired tow trucks by the agency. The governor did not hide his displeasure in how the federal government has allowed multi-billion naira Nigeria Railways facility rot away. His remarks certainly represent what many Nigerians have been clamoring for, reviving the Nigerian rail system.
This is CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take a quick break. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime Days.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then news. CoreTV News, a 24-hour news station.
Welcome back. It's CoreTV News on the hour. Leading political parties have recently expressed high expectations towards the fast-approaching 2015 general elections. Many citizens equally are looking forward to the general polls. Omotayalo, who visited Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, has more in this report.
Ilorin was quiet and peaceful as residents go about their daily businesses. Residents here seemed to be politically active as they were eager to talk on the expectations for the 2015 general elections in Ilorin.
That will do a favor for us. You don't pray as you enter.
I prefer PDP to rule this Kwara State.
It's better we just vote for people that we know are capable, competent people, that we know that when they get there, they will do what is best.
They should know that this nation is greater than anybody.
A member of the ruling All Progressive Congress and senior special assistant to the governor of Kwara State and Media, Muhyiddin Akorede, says the Kwara State government has provided employment opportunity for the teeming unemployed in the state.
Next year, we have very robust administration here in Kwara State. Based on what the governor has done, I believe, and strongly too, this is my personal opinion, that he should continue to do his good work. And that any other administration at local level or state level, in any other places where you have touched people's lives, sometimes you don't even have to. Once people connect with you and they know that this man has worked for us, your work is done.
Special advisor to the executive governor on information says the ruling government has made life comfortable for the masses.
The ruling party in Kwara State is the All Progressive Congress, APC. And that come rain, come shine, will win election. Some people will be doing high GG, what I call initial gra-gra. They are foreign politicians. They don't have any connection with the grassroots. Some of them live in Abuja, some live in Lagos, some live they will not come. Even during the PVC collection, they were not anywhere to be seen. So they are Abuja politicians. They are foreigners. It is we eat and dine with the people.
But the People's Democratic Party in Kwara says all is not well with governance in the state, and the party is set to take over governance so as to make life comfortable for all residents of Kwara State.
We already have our manifesto. We already have even canvassers. Recently, we have bought vehicles for all the 16 local government councils in Kwara State. Not only that, we are about distributing 200 motorcycles to all our canvassers in 193 wards of Kwara State. We have a good message to the people of Kwara State, and we are fully prepared.
Political tempo can be said to be building up in Kwara State as politicians and residents prepare towards the general elections coming up in 2015. All roads lead to the Kwara State Government House come 2015 elections. Political parties have expressed the desire to grasp the seats of the state, but it is left to the citizens who will be exercising their voting right come 2015 elections. Omotayalo, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
Judicial workers under the aegis of Judicial Staff Union of Nigeria has threatened to resume their suspended strike on October 2nd. It was learned that JUSUN gave the threat after the meeting of the National Executive Council of the Union met during the weekend. The union was said to have resolved to embark on a fresh round of strike if stakeholders refused to comply with the Memorandum of Understanding reached separately with them on January 1st and August 1st, 2014. Rising from the emergency NEC meeting of the union held at Labour House, Abuja, the union condemned the failure of the stakeholders, including Accountant General of the Federation and others, to respect the MOU they entered into with JUSUN. The communiqué released after the meeting was jointly signed by the President, Marwan Adamu, and the union's General Secretary, Isaiah Adetola. The union commended the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Aloma Mukhtar, for her intervention in asking the stakeholders to address issues relating to demand of the union in order to the disruption of judicial activities at the end of the 45 days given in the aforesaid MOU. As part of efforts to encourage accuracy in financial reportage, a media consultancy outfit has organized a one-day training program in Lagos for financial business reporters across the country. The seminar, the organizers say, is aimed at familiarizing business journalists with effective financial reporting techniques. Rashid was at the training program he found in this report.
Nigeria recently emerged the biggest economy on the African continent. The country, no doubt, should run an accounting system which is in conformity with international financial reporting standards. This will enable international trade partners to easily understand companies' accounts from the country, thus easing cross-boundary transactions. The resource person at the training program, Chris Okbe, laments Nigeria's low level of compliance with international standards. However, he is optimistic that there will be improvement with time.
We do have a problem around the people who want to provide this service, and that's in terms of competence. And then we have, on the other part, the people who want to receive the service, who may not even be convinced. But I think we are trending well. We're trending well on the conversion train, and believe me, more and more people are getting more interested in IFRS.
The media, it was emphasized, must play a major role in informing the people about new technologies and developments in the financial world.
In a sense, number one is to keep journalists abreast of the happenings within the economy, as it were, particularly as concerns reporting, financial reporting. And number two, to help them familiarize with the new standards, the new IFRS standards, as it impacts how they report, in the media. Again, is to enhance, their knowledge.
Finance and business journalists present say the training is timely as it complements efforts geared towards enlightening the people.
There's a lot of improvements this year to help journalists to do critical analysis on financials when they are published, ask the right questions, and then inform the investing public appropriately.
With the training of journalists in standard financial reporting, better days can be said to be ahead in the world of business as Nigeria prepares to embrace new financial models. Rashid, CoreTV News, Lagos.
This is CoreTV News on the hour. We'll take another break. Stay with us.
From the capital markets, we bring information on stock market reports, talk about GDP and economic growth, showcase entrepreneurs and startups, bring on financial experts to analyze and share the views on financial issues affecting the economy. On Business Weekly, we bring business to you.
Welcome back. CoreTV News on the hour. Anti-government protesters armed with rocks and wooden clubs clashed with police in Islamabad hours after the army called for a peaceful resolution to the political crisis rocking Pakistan. Opposition groups marched to the capital in a bid to topple power from Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, triggering a crisis that has raised the spectre of military intervention in a country that has been ruled for half its history by the army. The army urged the government and protesters to settle their differences peacefully, but warned that it is committed to playing its part in ensuring security of the state after clashes left 3 dead. Violence began when followers of former cricketer Imran Khan and populist cleric tried to storm Sharif's official residence. Fresh clashes erupted on Monday morning as more than 3,000 demonstrators again tried to march on the building. Protesters resisted riot police with stones and some smashed up motorbikes with wooden clubs. Police tried to respond with tear gas, but the heavy rain appeared to make it ineffective. European Union leaders on Sunday gave Russia a week to reverse course in Ukraine or face a new round of sanctions, as Kiev warned it was on the brink of full-scale war with Moscow. Fears are growing that the confrontation on the EU's eastern borders could engulf the whole continent after Russia sent troops to back a new offensive by pro-Kremlin rebels in southeastern Ukraine. EU President Herman Van Rompuy said 28 leaders meeting in Brussels agreed to take further significant steps if Moscow did not back down. The European Commission, the EU's executive arm, has been ordered to produce options for new sanctions within a week, he said. The sanctions plan came after Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko visited Brussels to urge the EU to take tougher steps against Russia, which he accused of military aggression and terror. The EU delivered the further riposte to Russia on Saturday when it appointed published Prime Minister Donald Tusk, a vocal Kremlin critic, to replace Van Rompuy as its next president. The EU and the United States have already slapped tough sanctions on Russia for its role in the Ukraine crisis, including Moscow's annexation of Crimea in March. And that's it for this hour. Join us again. I am Gift Ogete.